Hi, my name is Pau and welcome to my channel. Okay, so before jumping right into the video, I wanted to say something. I think this is like the third time I record it because I always sound like so sad. I am sad and I'm mad, but I don't want to seem like that the person in the camera because, well, the problem has a solution soon. It's okay, I guess. So basically, my Instagram got terminated, so I had to create a new one. Not the personal one, the art one, the important one here. So basically, I just had to create a new one. This is the new Instagram I have. It's basically the same name. And I also realized that I have to change all my business cards. So the ones I showed you, like the 2000 cards that I have, they are not useful anymore because the social media in the back is not the right one. So yeah, I have to order new ones, which is a bummer because I didn't want to spend all that money again. It's not that much, I think, but yeah. So that was all basically, just in case someone needs my Instagram. I already changed the links in all the videos, so it's the right one, but yeah. Okay, so we are already at the third and the last part of the convention series. It took like really long to record, like all together. But yeah, so as you can see on the title, this is going to be a video about convention tips as a first timer, as I was. And I'm also going to talk about my future plans. So new items, new designs, new decoration for the booth, all of those. And as you can probably see, my background has changed because I moved out. So this is my new room. And you are seeing literally the only spot without any decoration apart from this that you can see here, because all my room is done by now. The only thing I haven't done is put my art prints out, because I'm not sure if I want to put them here or not. I would probably do it because this is like so naked. But yeah, let's just start with the video. So what I have instead of 5 tips is like 5 topics, and then I will give like multiple small tips for each topic. And I'm going to move because I want to put some things on the screen and you are not going to see it if I'm right in the middle. Okay, now that you can see me, the first one is about finding and basically choosing a convention. I would recommend like looking like really well for all the options you have, but keep in mind that between the convention and where the inscriptions usually open, it's basically months. Not all the time, but I think basically with all conventions is that way. The one I'm going next is in September, but the application have like already opened. Like they opened the 1st of April, I think. So yeah, be careful with that. I will also say that probably your best idea is to go for a local and a small convention, so you don't have to spend extra money on hotels or like the trip. If you don't have a limited budget, that is okay. But I will recommend going for a big one for your first time, because if I went to Madrid for my first time, they might have been like really overwhelming. Like so many people, so many artists. So yeah, I would still go to a small one just to see how it works at first. Once you have one you like, you really need to read everything, every document that they send you. Just read every word, because they don't always, it's not only the prices, but they don't always offer you like the same options. The one in Asturias, if you pay a little more, like 15 or 10 euros, they give you like Wi-Fi or an outlet. I think they offer promote in social media too. That's quite cool. So always read all of those. And when you are reading the information, you really need to look for is the application's fees and dates. Obviously you need to know how much you have to pay and when you have to pay it. That is really important. What you can and can't sell, because they might not allow not safe for work art for obvious reasons, or maybe they don't like that you sell stickers because they had problems with the stickers before and they banned all the stickers. I don't think most conventions have this kind, not a safe for work, like the stickers for example, those kind of limitation, but just look for them just in case. You obviously need the booth space because you need to know how much space you have, and if they give you a table, because you don't want to get to the convention and have no table. That could be like really bad. And if they give you a table, how big the table is, because I didn't know, and fortunately I thought it would be smaller than it was. But if it was the other way around, I could have been so much trouble because I could not fit everything in the table. But yeah, also you might need to look if you need any paperwork done beforehand. For example, in Spain, they might ask you to register as self-employed beforehand. I did it just in case because they were asking for it, but last minute I didn't need it. But I already had it, so yeah. And the last thing you really need to look for, and this one is obviously one of the most important things for applying, is how they select you, because it's usually 3 options. The first one is just randomly, so you get in or don't get in. The second one is based on your social media or your portfolio, so always have one ready just in case. And the third one is how fast they select you based on how fast you applied. So for example, the first 150 people that applies get in. Be careful with this. If they gave you like a really specific date and time, it's the last one, because they don't usually give you an hour just because. Well, I don't think so. The last time I applied, I didn't get in. I got in a waiting list because I didn't know I needed a portfolio to apply, and it was based on how fast you applied. And between making the portfolio and applying, it took me like 28 minutes after the applications opened, and I just got in a waiting list. So then, before the convention, if you have never been to one in general, and you have the option, go to one. I didn't have this option because it was like really far away from my hometown. So what I did was open YouTube. So basically, you just have to search for Artist Alley videos, and you will find so many videos of so many different artists, and you can see what they sell, what they don't sell, how well it sells, the prices, how they set up their booths. Just don't copy anyone. Just take some ideas. Just take some ideas of them from them. Just take some ideas if you need to. But yeah, get as many information beforehand as you can. Then, organizing for the con. While and after doing this, either going to a convention or watching YouTube, you should probably try to write down everything. So I will make a list with everything I want and everything I need. And I will do this in 2 categories. The first one being products and the second one being display. On the first category, I will put every single item that I want to sell. Under each item, I will put all the variety I want for all of those. So for example, if I want to sell keychains, like which characters do I want for each keychain? The products that people usually sell from less expensive to most expensive to produce, so how much it costs you to make them, are sticker, bookmarks, prints, button pins, washi tape, sticky notes, notebooks, keychains, enamel pins, tote bags, and clothing. However, if you are starting, I will really go for stickers. It doesn't matter if it's like paper stickers or vinyl stickers, just stickers in general. Then small prints like an A5 or A6 print. And you can do like button pins too, they're not expensive. Then the next steps will be bigger prints like an A4, maybe an A3, that's quite big, and keychains. These are really popular and they are usually acrylic keychains. The rest of the options are like not as popular, so I wouldn't go for those if you don't have a base already. At least that's what I'm doing. Also, enamel pins are really popular too, but they are quite expensive to produce and also to buy as a customer, so they might not do as well if you are in a small convention. Yeah, I would prioritize like just like the items that usually sell most, like the stickers. Under the second category, I will put every single thing that you need to bring and everything you need to buy. I will call this category either like display or supplies, is basically the same point. Keep in mind, if you already have an aesthetic for your art, just follow it. So I don't know, if you have a limited color palette that you usually use that, or a font that you really like, use that. But try to be as consistent as possible with this, with all the like the business cards, packing stuff, all the display in general. Yeah. So you will probably need a cloth for a tablecloth, how you want to call it. They might give you one, but it might not be like the color like that suits all your display. And if they don't give you one, not all the tables look nice, so I will just recommend bringing one. I like plain ones like white, black, or a plain color, but I have seen some with patterns. Just be careful, because the most important thing on your table is your items. not the tablecloth. So if you see, the first thing you see is a tablecloth instead of the items, it's just an inconvenience. So then metal grids. People usually use these cubes. They are either black or white. You might find them like in a color, but yeah, the other option is like this. It's basically the same thing, it's the same concept, but yeah. Price tags and price lists. Just print prices and put them everywhere, make them as obvious and as clear as possible, because this is going to sound bad, but assume people are not going to see them. They are going to ask you anyway, so if you have multiple people in front of you trying to buy a product and they are all asking you about prices, you are going to get lost. So try to put them everywhere. Be careful with your prices because you have to cover your expenses, but if you can make some promotions, like get 2, the second one is like half the price, all those things, because people really like them. And make clean prices, nothing of $1.99, like clean prices, because you don't want like a small change. And then talking about change, the next one is change. This is so important. I brought 100 euros in 5 bills, 2 euros, 1 euros, and like 50 cents coins basically. But try to bring as much as possible, especially if you don't have a card reader. Then I will also print a social media list. So also make it obvious, put a QR in there so people can scan it like quickly. Yeah, make it accessible if you can. Tip number 4 has to do with time. Basically, don't do things last minute. Especially if you need or you want to do new designs for the convention, just try to start as soon as possible. I don't know, also avoid getting burned out. If your body asks you to rest, just rest a little bit. I will say that having a minimum amount of art that you want to make out of everything you have to make is probably a good idea. So it's not as stressful, just in case you don't have time left, you can just stay in between like those 2 amounts. Yeah, not managing my time was without doubt my worst mistake, my biggest mistake for the convention, because well, I didn't have into account that things can happen, unexpected things can happen, to the point where I will have no time left to do basically anything I planned on doing. I expected some problems because, well, things don't usually go like that smoothly, but yeah, I have definitely learned from that, and I have been doing the new designs for like some months now. It's April, I started last year because, well, I had ideas, I had the time, so well, I leave it until I have 1 month left. I'm not doing that ever again, because... And the last one is prepping some stuff beforehand. This is not super important, but it will definitely save you some time once you're at the con. So if you can leave things done, either like before the con or the first hour or half an hour of the con when it's usually still slow, you will do everything much faster because you have already packed some things. So stuff like putting the business cards, or your thank you cards in the bags, or if you have any items that go separately, like sticker packs or kitchens, just pack them already, because doing all this right at the moment of the sale takes time that the customer has to wait. So this way is much faster and much more convenient. We did this when we had free time during the con because, well, it was quite slow for most of the day. We could do it much faster when someone will buy something. I'm going to give an extra small tip. Wherever you are bringing to sell, if it's not 100% made by you at home, try to get samples, because you really want to see the colors or the quality of the item beforehand, because no one wants a bunch of items that they don't want to sell because they don't like them. So just be careful with this, because this happened to me and I learned the hard way. Then moving on to things I'm going to change or add. After products I already had last year, I'm planning on bringing almost twice the amount of prints I did last year. Not of each print, but the number of designs I have, because I am definitely finishing all the illustrations I couldn't do last year. And I also started drawing on my iPad, so I had new designs in there. And obviously some of those illustrations are going to get made into stickers, so I'm also expanding my sticker collection. As for new products, I will be adding 3 sticker packs, some bookmarks, button pins, and acrylic keychains. And I will also have 3 print sizes instead of just one that I had last year. yeah, I'm also planning on changing my setup a little bit, because well, I think it will look too flat if I did the same thing this year, because well, I have the budget now, so the background is staying exactly the same, but yeah, I'm adding some things to the table. And yeah, I don't have any of the new things yet, but I did this sketch of how the table will look. I'm not 100% confident in my maths, but I think it will fit. I hope it will fit at least. And yeah, compared to the photo I took last year, I think this looks quite nice, and I'm like really excited to see it in person. So yeah, that was everything for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget that everything is linked down below. Like if you enjoy, subscribe for more content, and I will see you next time. Bye!